Well, first day I got kicked out.
You know, my agent called and said, "Hey, Cubs just selected you." I was like, "Yeah, I just saw it." So we used to have to look on the internet.
Yeah. We never seen a paper nail. I didn't know if it was nails in it or not. You know,
got me chills with that. Wow. What?
Did you even think you were going to make the team?
No.
Jersey doesn't really fit me. There's no name on my jersey.
Hi again, everybody, and welcome to the Let's Rain podcast presented by Cincy Light, Cincinnati's light beer, now coming out with a special limited-time-only can celebrating 125 years of Bearcat basketball history, available at Cincinnati's remaining home games this year and also at the Rheingeist Tap Room. I'm Dan Hoard inside the LLH Healthcare Studio. We're talking football on this episode of the pod, specifically Cincinnati's transfer portal class this year. The Bearcats brought in more than 20 transfer portal additions, and we're going to get to know 3 of them on this podcast. Quarterback J.C. French, running back Cole Tabb, and cornerback M.J. Cannon. I think you're going to like these conversations, and don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to the Let's Rain podcast. Before we get to our guests, here's a quick reminder that life is a small word with a lot going on. The University of Cincinnati's online programs are built to fit in the life you're already living. Along the way, support is available when you need it, and you'll be part of a Bearcat community that stays connected long after graduation. Learn more at online.uc.edu. It is great to get to know a new Bearcat quarterback, J.C. French IV, who comes from Georgia Southern, started there the last 2 years, and is the school's all-time leading passer. Describe the portal timeline for how you wound up at Cincinnati.
Yeah, it was honestly pretty crazy. So we had a bowl game December 29th, the Birmingham Bowl. Obviously, I wanted to finish things out right with Georgia Southern. So played that bowl game. Were able to get a win, and then after that, it was pretty quick turnaround because January 2nd, the portal opens, and then all it just gets crazy from there. And about January 3rd, I get a call from Coach Pete Thomas that they want me there either that night or the next day. So it was a quick turnaround, but it just happened perfectly.
Did you consider a lot of places, or once you heard from Pete and visited Cincinnati, were you locked in on coming here?
Yeah, I was definitely interested in other places. I had other visits lined up, but Cincinnati was my first visit, and I fell in love with the place. The coaches, they believed in me, and I felt like I could thrive here. Obviously, Coach Satterfield's offense, there's been a lot of production there. So I'm really excited for it.
Brendan Sorsby obviously did really well at Cincinnati. He was considered to be the number 1 quarterback in the portal, according to many of the services that rank these things. Did his success in this offense impact you on choosing to come here?
Absolutely. I think, them having a bunch of successful quarterbacks. I think of Malik Cunningham. I think of Brendan Sorsby. The success they had and the potential that this kind of offense can take you. What was really, an eye-opener for me. That was a big factor in this decision.
Sorsby and Cunningham are both dual-threat quarterbacks. Looking at your stats at Georgia Southern, it looked like you ran a decent amount. Is that a good description of your game?
Yeah, I would say I wouldn't consider myself a dual threat, but I can use my legs when I need to. But I think one of the best pieces of my game is the RPO game, and that's obviously big in Coach Satterfield's offense.
Are you comfortable giving us a comp, somebody that you feel like you most resemble?
I would say Baker Mayfield. I've always liked the way he plays and the passion he has for the game. So I'd like to say I strive for that.
I feel free to win a Heisman here.
Absolutely. So that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. I would like to call a Heisman winner. Cincinnati had a tremendous offensive line last year. They gave up 7 sacks all season, right up among the national leaders, and 3 of the starting offensive linemen decided to come back together. Did Cincinnati emphasize that when they were recruiting you?
Definitely. And those guys reaching out, Taryn, Evan, Joe Cotton, they reached out to me during my process. Were walking me through some things, giving me details about coaches and their honest thoughts. And I appreciated that so much. It just goes to show like the leadership in this building and the way it goes down. I mean, it starts with Coach Satterfield, and I think of Coach Nico as well. He represents the culture, and it shows in those linemen. And I've been here for a couple weeks now, and I can tell that they're the dudes, like they're the people that everybody look up to and want to be. So I think it's going to be a very special year for them.
Coach Nico is going to work you hard.
Oh, yeah.
Strength and conditioning coach Nico Palizzetti, kind of a legend here at Cincinnati. That's probably already started, I'm guessing. Have you already bonded with him?
Absolutely. He was one of the first guys that I wanted to establish a relationship with because I know how important that is in the strength coach. I mean, we're with them all off season more than anybody else. So they have a huge say in how we do things, and I want to come in here with the right mindset, the right way to go about things, how they want to do it, because I believe in them. And I think Coach Nico's done an unbelievable job so far, and it's only up from here.
You were the starting quarterback for two really good teams the last couple of years. Georgia Southern went to bowl games. You mentioned you won a bowl game this year, beating App State in the Birmingham Bowl. How has that shaped you, being the starting quarterback for a team that had quite a bit of success?
Yeah, I think maturity, growing, getting experience is always huge. I think, I look at myself as a veteran guy now. I'm going in my 5th year. It's crazy. Time's flowing by. I just remember when I was a freshman going to Memphis, and actually the new freshman quarterback, Brooks Goodman, we went to high school together. So I was a senior in high school when he was a freshman. So it's just crazy that I'm the old guy in the room now, but I'm taking that ownership of that room, trying to, give my understandings of the game to the younger guys and try to build them up as well.
The Sun Belt was good the last couple of years. Plus, Georgia Southern was not afraid to take on big-time competition. You started against USC, Boise State, Ole Miss. How did that prepare you for what you're going to see in the Big 12?
Yeah, playing against those teams, it was super cool experience, especially going to Oxford and to all the way to USC. And I think those are the kind of teams that we're going to play in the Big 12. The Big 12 is very competitive. There's some really good teams. Obviously, Texas Tech went to the playoff this year, and that's our goal in Cincinnati, is to go to the CFP. And I think having that experience playing those bigger teams in the environments is only going to help me. And I'm super excited to play this competition in the Big 12.
You mentioned your relationship with Brooks from going back to high school. Did you know anybody else here, whether it's a player, a coach, a staff member, any other connection in Cincinnati?
I did not know anybody else other than Brooks Goodman, no.
Yeah, well, it helps to have one, right?
Absolutely.
Although Brooks is new, so
absolutely,
it's not like he can show you the ropes, but it's nice to have somebody that you've known.
Absolutely. It feels like I've known these guys for forever now. Everybody's been so welcoming, and I'm just so thankful for all these guys, for this experience.
You haven't been here long, but what stands out so far?
Man, I think just how hard this team works and how much they want it. They started off 7-1 hot last year, and then, it got a little rough towards the end, and you could tell it didn't sit right with them. And everybody's just got, this chip on their shoulder about next year that, that we want it and that we can achieve all the goals and dreams that we have. So I think just everybody working to the standard, and Coach Nico setting that standard has been really, really stand out to me.
What were the motivating factors for you moving on from Georgia Southern?
I think the biggest thing for me is going to the next level. I have a dream of going and playing and being a starting quarterback in the NFL, and I believe that I would be able to be put in a better situation coming to Cincinnati to get to that next level. So I really believe in Coach Satterfield and Coach P. Thomas to help me with that.
You had some really good games. You've had 4 games with more than 300 passing yards, multiple games with 3 touchdown passes. You can find pretty much anything on the internet these days. If a Bearcat fan wanted to watch a game to get a good feeling for J.C. French, what would you recommend?
I would say watch App State this past year, the first App State game. That they're our rival, obviously, and there's a little bit more to that game. So you can just see how passionate I played that game, and obviously just giving my playmakers a chance and throwing for a career high.
Coach Satt played at App State and coached at App State. Did your success against App State come up?
It has. It definitely has. I had to let them know that I went 2-0 against them this past year and 1-0 the year before that. So undefeated against App State, and I definitely let them know that.
You're from Roswell, Georgia, which isn't far from Atlanta. Tell us a little bit about growing up there and some of the things you liked to do when you were young.
Yeah, Roswell's a great place. I mean, I bounced around a little bit, schools. So, I grew up going to elementary school and actually in Alpharetta. And then I ended up going to Wesleyan. It's a private Christian school in Peachtree Corners, right across from Norcross High School. And then I ended up at Blessed Trinity in Roswell for my last high school years. And I mean, it is a great place. There's so much talent around there, football wise. So I mean, you're always competing against the best, whether it's like a camp or on Friday nights. Like you're always getting good work. So I feel like that set me up pretty well for college because you're going against guys that you see to this day.
I'm reading a book right now called American Kings about the quarterback position and all that goes into playing quarterback, the pressure, the leadership required, the work behind the scenes, the pain from getting hit the way quarterbacks get hit. What about playing quarterback do you love?
I think the biggest thing for me is just the command, and everything runs through the quarterback, and you're seen as, the leader of the team. And I think that you're held to such a high standard. And when you compete at that standard, it's the best feeling in the world. Like when you have a successful team that you lead and that the people believe in you, there's no other feeling like that. And that's what we strive for. I know for me, it's a big thing, obviously winning, but also for my teammates, playing for my teammates, because I know how hard they work in the off season and that they deserve it. And man, I'm just so fired up for these guys. Like we just got done lifting. So, we put the work in, and just seeing those guys fight for that lift, like it just fires me up.
Based on that answer, I think you would like the book, American Kings. I can recommend it.
Yeah.
When you are not doing football-related stuff, working out, watching tape, throwing with your guys, etc., what do you enjoy to do? What are some of your non-football passions?
I love playing golf. I'm not very good, but I love playing. It's just one of those things I can get out there and kind of, turn my mind off of, all the things that come with football. And actually, I can go out there with a bunch of the guys. And last year at Georgia Southern, all of us quarterbacks would go out and play almost every day in the off season. So hopefully we can get that going here. And I've already talked to a few of the guys that they love playing golf. So hopefully we can get out there on the course soon.
Your quarterback's coach, Pete Thomas, has some game.
I heard about that. I did hear about that. And it's kind of scary because I'm not very good.
It's all right. You're athletic. You'll pick it up quickly. What about the city of Cincinnati, the university, are you looking forward to seeing?
Yeah, really just getting out exploring. I haven't had much time getting out and exploring the city, all the restaurants. Coach Pete Thomas, his favorite restaurant is Jeff Ruby's. So I need to definitely go out and check that. But, when I get some time, it's been hard with moving in and all the workouts and, trying to get the playbook down. So, but once I get some off time, definitely excited to go try some restaurants and do a little shopping around the city.
As a quarterback, you'll have to try the Joe Burrow steak when you go to Jeff Ruby's. It's very tasty. J.C. French the Fourth. Tell us a little bit about having the name passed down generation to generation to generation.
Yeah, it's super important to me, to hold my family's name at a high standard. I just think of my great-grandfather, my grandpa now, and my dad. They were very hard-working businessmen, and my grandfather started a company, and my dad took it over, and, they've done very well for themselves, and I'm just trying to, strive for that. I'm just trying to be the best French I can and hopefully have a French the Fifth one day. So, and hopefully he does the same thing.
Very good. Well, we're looking forward to seeing you in spring practice and play for the Bearcats in the fall. Welcome to Cincinnati, and thanks for the time.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Running back Cole Tabb has spent the last couple of years at Stanford. He is a Bearcat now. Describe the transfer portal process for you and how you wound up choosing Cincinnati.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was pretty quick, honestly. Like I knew like Cincinnati was obviously like a really good program. Isaiah Johnson, I played high school football with him, so I was kind of talking to him, and I was seeing his success to see how much fun he was having, and looking at his games packed out. I mean, it looked like he was having a great time. So obviously, I entered the transfer portal. Coach Doc ends up hitting me up, and we started talking, and we had a little bit of a relationship before whenever I was in high school. So kind of just picked up where we left off, and they just told me about the culture, how it was built on just like competitiveness and really just straining and just pushing everyone to the top. And I mean, I fell in love with it from the get-go, and I chose him pretty quickly. I mean, it was my only visit.
Did Isaiah Johnson recruit you more or less? Did he try to encourage you to join him here at Cincinnati?
I mean, I'd say so. We always like talked. We're like, even out of high school, whenever I went to Stanford and he went to West Carolina, we're like, yeah, we got to team up again at some point, right? Like we'll meet at the top of the NFL or anywhere in between. So I mean, this was kind of dream come true. Being able to play with somebody you played with the high school is always really special. And then, yeah, he was like, like, I think you should come over. We have like some guys in the portal, some guys leaving, some guys graduating. And he was like, I mean, obviously it was a really cool opportunity. And so it ended up working itself out.
Cincinnati running backs have done really well in recent years. Tawee Walker and Evan Pryor made a great 1-2 punch last year. Prior to that, Corey Kiner had back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. Did Cincinnati bring all of that up? Did you look it up? What did you know about the success the running backs have had here?
Yeah, I mean, so I was also a big UCF fan growing up, and I saw Corey Kiner and what he was doing to them a lot of the time. So I kind of saw that first person, and just seeing how he played, and so I did like some more personal research, obviously, and seeing like how they're like performing. I was looking at their yards per carry. I was like, dang, like these guys are balling over there. So I mean, that all obviously led to the decision of wanting to come here.
You can't have success without a good offensive line.
Yeah.
Cincinnati had a tremendous offensive line last year, one of the best in the country, and 3 of those guys decided to come back. They probably could have made more money, NIL money, if they had gone elsewhere, but they wanted to come back and have 60% of that starting offensive line back. Did Cincinnati sell that to you and let you know, hey, you're going to have a really good line blocking for you?
Yeah, I mean, 100%. That's obviously one thing I was looking for. Like going into the portal was just like a very stable offensive line room. And I mean, you come in, you have like guys like Evan meeting you at the door, Joe, and I mean, you're just getting that first introduction. You're looking at him, you're like, okay, like just off personality, but also appearance and everything. Like this is gonna be a good old line room. And I mean, that's one thing I said I was so shocked about. They literally do everything together, from like the workout to rehab to on the field work to film. They do everything together, and they're so tight knit. And I think that like that's what makes them such a good line room. And that was so cool to see. Like when I first got here.
Give us a comparison. Who do you most resemble as a running back?
I really like Kyron Williams and Blake Corum. I'm a big fan of their games. They're both on the Rams, so that's really cool. And I watch their games a lot. I really like their play style. Obviously, they're smaller, but they're not gonna run 23 miles per hour and like pull away from everyone. But they're shifty, they're fast, and like they'll break tackles. They can catch the ball in the backfield. And that's really what I like to do.
All right, that's a pretty good description of a guy that I watched on YouTube earlier today against Florida State. That was you last year at Stanford. You had 118 yards, I believe, in that game.
Yes, sir.
A thrilling win over more or less a hometown team. You grew up as a Florida State fan.
100%.
Describe that game and what that was like for you. Was that a kind of a breakout moment for you in college football?
Yeah, I mean, I'd 100% say so. Obviously, that first 100-yard game, it was awesome. And obviously UCF was another dream school. Gus Malzahn was their offensive coordinator. So yeah, Coach Norvell, Gus Malzahn there, obviously, watching me play. So it was like the stage was set for me. Micah Ford went down with an injury, and I was able to step up and like just capitalize on the opportunity. And I was able to like obviously run with it. I mean, it was life-changing. It was such a cool moment. I had some friends in town too that actually went to Florida State, but there were some honorary Stanford fans for the day. And I mean, it was awesome. It was a day to remember forever.
We're having this conversation in early February. You haven't been here for very long, but what stands out so far?
The culture. I mean, it's built on competitiveness. gritty, tough, nasty. I mean, everyone just loves getting better and pushing each other. I mean, like in the work, I thought I was a really good weight room guy, and I believe I still am. But those guys push me to my limits every single day, and that's what makes me like love being here, because I feel like I'm getting better as an athlete and also as a person with the guys that's around. It's just such good people that I'm meeting every single day and getting to know.
You have a decorated past as a weightlifter, correct? Like a bunch of gold medals in high school competition in the state of Florida. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we have traditional and Olympic weightlifting. I mean, I grew up loving weightlifting. That was one thing I was really good at. I was shorter. That's one thing running backs can do is lift, have shorter limbs. But I had a really good friend group back home, and we'd always like weightlift together, and we got into it together. My weightlifting coach, Coach Kendrick, he really pushed us, and I fell in love with weightlifting because it was hard. Like it was hard, and it was so, especially Olympic weightlifting was so technique based, and I liked that. Like it wasn't about strength; it was about finesse, and like that's why I fell in love with it, and that's and we ended up winning obviously state titles. I won individual state titles, but it was really the camaraderie that made it so special. Some of the best memories of my life was from that period of time.
You competed in track as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
What'd you do in track?
I ran the 100 and 400. Those are the two really main events I ran. Also 4x1 and 4x4. Those are the most successful ones. Our 4x4 team won state my junior year. We got runner up, I believe, my sophomore year, and same with the 4x1. We got, I think, third my junior, I want to say, and then second my senior year. But I mean, it was awesome. Being able to be on the track, we ran against American Heritage when they broke 40 for the first time, and I set the fastest time in state history. It went 39. It was crazy just being on the track with some of those guys, but it was so cool. It was such a cool experience. I mean, it was all about just competing and having fun, and that's what sports is all about for me.
Cincinnati might be a little bit different from some schools when it comes to the portal in the way that Nico Palizzetti is involved. They sell their strength and conditioning coach as a big reason why you should consider Cincinnati. Have you bonded with Nico?
Yeah, I mean, I've had multiple personal meetings with him, and just getting to know him, one, he's a great person, but he will draw the best out of you every single day. And I mean, just because you might be strong or you might be a consistent lifter or have good days, he will continue to push you to your limits every single day. And I mean, I fell in love with the program, and even like Coach Robo, all these assistant coaches, they are dragging every ounce of effort out of you, and I love it. It's making me such a better athlete every single day I walk in that room.
Isaiah Johnson had some nice moments in his first year as a Bearcat last year. Did you see any of his games or any of his highlights since you two played in high school together?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I try to watch every game of his. I mean, obviously he's a great childhood friend. We played even people don't know, we played even soccer together when we were 5. We've grew up together, so I've loved seeing his success. I mean, he was an insane basketball player. So watching him at Cincinnati, I was not surprised seeing him succeed here, and I'm so excited, honestly, to see him shine and continue to project upwards in his football career.
So your family has a background in baseball.
Yeah.
Your uncle, Desi Relaford, is a longtime Major League Baseball player. I think some people watching this or listening to this will recognize that name. Your dad was drafted by the Atlanta Braves. Why football for you instead of baseball?
Honestly, for me, I feel like it correlated with some of my strengths a little bit better. But I played baseball up until I played freshman year of high school, and then I decided to step away. I feel like for me, it was the best option just to focus on football and then have track and lifting to kind of supplement that. And baseball is also at the same time as track, and that's a lot of my connections now are made from track. And that's where me and Isaiah got really close again, was him doing long jump, and he ended up running our 4x4 and 4x1, and that's where we got closer. So who would have known, or what would have happened, if I continue playing baseball, but I ended up obviously choosing football, and I can be obviously more excited and happy with the choice I made.
Did you know anybody else here aside from Isaiah?
No, I didn't know anyone else, honestly. Obviously I knew Coach Doc, and I knew who he was, but I mean, Isaiah was really the only connection. It was really that, and then just the culture and the buzz around the program.
You spent the last 2 years at Stanford,
Mm-hmm.
obviously known as one of the great academic institutions in the country.
Yeah.
Is it as hard as we all imagine it to be?
I think it's definitely challenging. It's as challenging as you make it, for sure. I think the one cool thing about Stanford is there's such variety in classes you can take. I got to learn so much just random facts and knowledge that I never would have been able to take away. I don't think at any other university. And I'm so grateful for the time I got to spend there. Especially academically, it was awesome. And even the professors I got to meet, it was like connections that I will, hold true, like tight to my heart forever. It was really cool.
I broadcast the Bengals games. They've had some Stanford guys on the team over the years. And the thing that always kind of jumps out to me is that they tell these stories about like meeting Condoleezza Rice and other famous people that come through to speak or to teach or whatever. Did you have any experiences like that?
Yeah, I did get to meet her. She spoke to the team, I believe, twice when I was there. Maybe third time. I mean, it was awesome. You see like literally legends walk in there. You almost get like numb to it. But like it's such a normal thing seeing such successful people there that like, but you have to value it so much. I mean, like Hakeem Olajuwon was there with like his child was a recruit, and it was like you see him walk there, and it's like that's a legend, and it's crazy. I got to meet Richard Sherman. I'm a lifelong Seahawks fan, even though I'm from Florida. That's crazy, but I've been a lifelong Seahawks fan, and I mean, seeing Richard Sherman, it was like for me, it was insane, and people like that you get to meet every single day. Those connections are awesome. It's so cool.
Safe to assume that academics were emphasized in your family?
Yeah, 100%. My mom made sure she held me accountable. She always, I mean, I feel like for me, it's something like I held myself to a standard. And whenever I got to my sophomore year of high school, I was starting to get recruited and starting to get offers. And Stanford was the first school that told me they couldn't offer me because of my academics. And that made me kind of step back. And I knew I didn't want to limit myself. Any opportunity based on academics or any reason with, how I was brought up, like I need to capitalize on everything. If I'm going to do something, I'm doing 100%. So bought in. After that, got no more C's, just A's, B's, or just A's from there, and kept excelling. It was definitely Stanford kind of pushing me up to make sure I held that academic, status.
So when you're not working out or doing something football related, what are some of the things you enjoy to do off the field?
I like playing video games. I like playing video games a good bit. Me and my girlfriend live together, so we like just honestly just hang out watching shows. We have a dog named Nova. She's a husky breed, so she loves the snow. She loves the move. So we'll take her out to play, and I mean we used to go on hikes with her, so that's maybe something that we could see about doing in the off season. But yeah, I'm really just I like being outside or playing video games. I'm definitely a homebody. We'll just hang out, and like after workouts we'll just come back and watch a movie or just just hang out. Nothing really too crazy.
Well, we are glad there are several inches of snow on the ground right now for your husky.
All for Nova. Yeah, it's just for Nova. Just for Nova.
Cole, welcome to Cincinnati. It's great to have you as a part of this football program. Look forward to watching you play this fall.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
MJ Cannon is a new Bearcats cornerback who played against Cincinnati last year. It was the Bearcats home opener against Bowling Green.
Yes, sir.
You had a couple of tackles for loss in that game. What was your impression of playing at Nippert Stadium?
It was amazing. I mean, I just remember the fans being rowdy even during warm-ups, pregame warm-ups, and then when we got on the field, I couldn't hear a thing. Trying to communicate with my teammates on the field, it was really loud, and the fans showed a lot of energy and pride.
You gave Cincinnati a pretty good game. The Bearcats won, but that was a tight game until late. Did you feel pretty well about how BG played?
Yeah, I felt pretty good. Obviously we made a couple mistakes, and obviously against a good team like Cincinnati and the Bearcats, you can't make mistakes like that. But I felt like, we played a real good game, but, it was a really good team, and y'all proved that throughout the season.
MJ, take us through the portal process for you, who you heard from, who you visited, why you chose to come to Cincinnati.
So my top 3 schools in the portal was Cincinnati, UCF, and the University of Kansas. And the only school I visited was Cincinnati. And the reason for that, I got here, and they were on me early in the recruiting process. As soon as the portal opened, we got to get you down here. So getting down here and just meeting the staff and seeing the culture, meeting the strength guys and the players, it just felt right. And obviously, I've been in the NIP before, so I know how it gets, and I know the stadium atmosphere. And it just felt like home. It felt like the right place to be.
I joked with you before we started recording that it's nice to have a tall cornerback with long arms. Cincinnati had really short corners last year. They were good players and had good years.
Yes, sir.
But it was a problem at times.
Mm-hmm.
Did Cincinnati mention that to you when they tried to get you to come here?
I mean, yeah, I feel like it's it's a new era coming around. You know, they're trying to get big corners, big safeties everywhere because you know the length is deterring. You know, quarterbacks see the length out there and they're scared to throw that way. But you know, I feel like it's just you know what I bring to the game. Not a lot of other guys can.
You're 6'3", correct?
Yes, sir.
What's your wingspan?
6'5", 6'6", around there.
Comes in handy.
Yeah,
At the position.
Mm-hmm.
You had 8 interceptions
Yes.
over the last 3 years. You started out playing some safety, correct?
I actually started out, well, in high school, I played safety. And then once I got to college, I switched to corner. And then at Bowling Green, you know, I played all over the place. I played corner, I played safety, I played nickel, I played in the box. Like, I did everything.
So you were at Bowling Green last year, Illinois State before that.
Yes, sir.
You earned all conference honors at both places, so you had a lot of success at both of those stops. But now you're moving up a step in competition. Was that a big motivating factor? You mentioned the schools you were considering. They were all Big 12.
Yeah.
So it sounds like you want to test yourself at this level.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm one of the best, and I feel like I can play with the best. So, you know, I feel like this is a great conference. You know, they like to air it out in this conference, and you know, I'm a DB, so I like when the ball gets thrown around. I like to make plays on the ball. You know, I also like to come down and hit people too. So
it's interesting because I was looking at some Pro Football Focus data on you, and you've got a lot of tackles for a corner. Do you consider that to be one of your strengths?
Yeah, I feel like I'm a sure tackler, whether it's in space or in the backfield. I feel like I'm a great blitzer too. Like I've been doing it. I did it as a corner. I did it as a safety. I feel like I just have a knack for blitzing, and you know, it's one of my strengths.
When Cincinnati talks to players in the portal, they get Nico Palazetti involved, the strength and conditioning coach, and they sell him as a reason why you should come here.
Yeah.
Did that affect your decision, and what do you think Nico can do for you?
I feel like it did. Like Nico was a big part of my decision coming here. Speaking to him on my visit and all the things he said, and you know, he even had some ties with my strength coach at Bowling Green. You know, they worked with each other at Ohio State. So, you know, knowing that and knowing the connection that they had, and then even the things he talked about and preached about, the culture, the standard, the excellence that they demand. You know, at this point, I run through a wall for that guy. You know, he's funny. He brings energy every day. You know, I love working for that guy.
Yeah, he strikes me as somebody who seems to have about 20 cups of coffee before he shows up for work. You haven't been here all that long, but what stands out so far?
The city. I feel like, you know, I come from a big city. I come from Chicago. So coming here and seeing the city of Cincinnati, it was like, it kind of reminded me of home a little bit. You know, I like the downtown area. I like to go downtown, eat, you know, walk around, things like that. That stood out to me too. And then the campus is amazing. You know, everything's nice, close. Yeah,
very different from Bowling Green and Illinois State.
Yeah,
you know, smaller college towns now to a pro city. And as you mentioned, being from the Chicago area, did it feel like home right away?
Yeah, it kind of did. You know, I'm used to being, you know, 5 minutes from the city. So this was like, oh, this is like, I feel regular, normal, like I'm back at home. It's like a second home.
So I've talked to a couple of guys earlier today that are part of this portal class. Both of them had former high school teammates that are on the Cincinnati roster. That's not the case for you. Did you have any connections? Did you know anybody that's part of the program?
I did. So when I was at Illinois State, Vic Dawson, he used to play running back here. He was at, you know, he transferred to Illinois State. So, you know, me and him, you know, we were close, you know, obviously we play opposite sides of the ball. So, you know, we got into it in practice a little bit, but you know, he's a good guy, good running back. And he told me great things about the program.
You were able to pick his brain a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. When you're not playing football, what do you enjoy doing?
You know, I like to watch movies and show. I'm a big movie guy. I like to watch movies, like whether they're scary, action, involve cars. I just love movies in general. And then, you know, my biggest thing is obviously, you know, me and all my friends, we in different places, we go to different colleges. So how we connect, you know, I'm on FaceTime with those dudes. You know, we play the game together all the time. So whenever I get free time, you know, I go home. You know, we play the game together. We crack jokes, just seeing how life is going and just keeping each other connected.
Do you have a few movie recommendations, things that you really like?
Yeah, so one of my favorite movies is called Gone in 60 Seconds. That's a really good movie. I'm trying to think what else. Without Remorse, I like that movie with Michael B. Jordan in it. That's a really good action movie if you're into those things. And my last one, mm, mm, it's tough. I'm gonna say, like, when I was a little kid, I grew up like on the Transformers Michael Bay series, so those are one of my favorite series too.
You like action.
Yeah.
Clearly like action.
Mhm.
Give us a comp for you as a player. What cornerback can we picture if we're trying to imagine MJ Cannon on the field?
I feel like my comp is Jalen Ramsey. Obviously he's a big corner too. Now playing safety for the Steelers. He played some nickel. He's a guy that can play man-to-man coverage. He can play zone. He can come down, hit, tackle, do all those things. So I feel like me and him, that's one person I compare myself to.
If you get the chance to meet Jamar Chase while you're in Cincinnati, don't bring that up. They do not have a great relationship. What are some of your goals personally and for the team this upcoming season?
I just want to be the best teammate I can be and try to step into a leadership role. You know, I'm one of the older guys coming in here, so I just want to show the young guys, you know, how it's supposed to be done, and, you know, just teach them from my experiences when I was a young guy, and things I did wrong or mistakes that I made that, you know, they don't have to make because I've already been through it. And I just want to, you know, help the young guys, and just, I feel like I just want to give back. Like, that's something I've always, you know, wanted to do, whether it's to my community, whether it's to younger people. I just love to give back.
I mentioned that you've had 8 interceptions in your college football career.
Yes, sir.
One of those was like a top play on SportsCenter. I think it was the number 3 play of the day that day. What was that like for you to have all your friends spread out all over the place say, "Oh my gosh, I saw you last night on SportsCenter"?
It was crazy. They were blowing my phone up, you know, saying all good things. But it was just fun to see, you know, have my friends, you know, get excited and see me on TV and things like that. I just, you know, I felt the support from the family and everybody.
Well, it's great to have you here at Cincinnati. We saw you play against the Bearcats. We're looking forward to seeing you wear the red and black this upcoming season. Welcome to Cincinnati, and thanks for the time.
Great to be here. Thank you.